Hi guys, it is day 15, I believe, of August, and today I'm going to make a very interesting video that I never thought I'd make, really, but life has led me to this, and here we go. So today I'm just going to be talking to you about how I went with my first Bible study group. Now, I'm going to put it out there that I'm not a Christian. I believe in higher power, I believe in the universe, I believe in a lot of things. But something I really strongly believe in is finding what works for you. And if anything, please don't give me hate about God being absolute or anything like that. I believe it's up to each individual to decide who they choose to believe in, what they choose to believe in, and so I just thought I'd put it out there, because I do find that a lot of these kinds of videos do get a lot of hate if it's not specific, but it's my channel and this is my right to share my experiences, so I'm going to do so. So recently I have been lacking a lot of faith, and so I sat with myself and I thought, I've been wanting to try reading the Bible for a long time. I've been wanting to study it, just much like any other book out there that's really, popular and old, an older text, and I guess you can say has a lot of hype. My goal in life is to read the Bible, regardless of whether or what religion I choose in the end. So that is something that I decided to do, and since deciding to do so, things have become a lot more clearer. And being a medium, psychic, having contact with spirits, and that's one issue that contradicts everything as well. But I'm happy that my life is a contradiction, because to be honest, when coming into this, I have fears that, I'm going to be judged and all that kind of thing. And that's not what it's about. So I'm very quickly learning that it's not about being judged. And if people are going to judge you, then obviously they don't have faith. So stuff like that. That's just what I think at the moment. But, so I went online and I tried to look for some, because I tried to look for some in my area, and it's so convoluted and hard to find things around my area. It's just frustrating. And so I went online and I found a site called womensbiblecafe.com, and I took a look around and read some things on there. I found that they have study groups on Facebook, which is really good too. So I'm going to link that below for anyone who does want to join in, or who hasn't heard of it, or, And I just felt this sense of right and calm was coming over me. And I will reiterate, I have problems with God. I do. I think even Christians have problems with God at some stage, and that is definitely what I gathered from my first Bible study group too, that I don't know what I expected, but I have so many perceptions of what religion is about, being fed to me from other people, being fed to me from my own parents, being fed, media, anything, that when I went in there, I was instantly going to judge these people, and I was expecting them to judge me back. At the end of my Bible study session, despite not actually reading the book that we're studying, or I did start it, but I haven't finished it or anything like that, I haven't even gotten close to where they're at. And after talking to these women, I felt so calm. I wanted to cry. I was so teary. I just was like, wow. Such connectedness. And yes, it was about God. Yes, it was about Jesus and the Bible and things like that. But listening to these women's stories and knowing that I'm here right now going through the same things that they've gone through their whole life, and yet they still have this belief and faith and even though it's trying at times, they still push forward. So it was really, really inspirational for me. And I struggle with believing sometimes. I struggle with believing in people, let alone believing in something I don't understand or cannot specifically say exists, even though people will tell you that he does exist, because he exists in their bodies, in their minds, in their world. So it was a very odd experience, a very warm experience. And then I picked up the book that they are talking about, which is called VEDA. So I'm looking at notes, by Debbie Alsforth. I'll put a link below too, because I'm really bad with names, really crap with names. And so I started reading it, and it really, really impacted me from the get-go, and which is really strange. I mean, like I said, I find it really hard to trust, but I just felt compelled to continue reading. And it's something that I've also wanted to do too, like read Christian romance and read Christian non-fiction books and things like that, because I love reading, and I want to be a varied reader, and I want to explore the world and not just be limited to one experience or one thought. And so by reading this and talking with the women at my first Bible study group, I found that it was right at the time, and it feels right for me right now. Now, I might come back in months later and say, this experience was not for me. But right now it is for me, and it is scary. It is scary to think about. It is scary in a lot of aspects, and I have so much stuff going on in my head trying to, battling with why I feel this way, why I feel drawn to God, why I feel drawn to the Bible, and what I've never really felt that compelled before. And feeling of just the weight of, oh my God, what are people going to think of me? I'm this brash, brutally honest, daring woman who pretty much has broken most of the 10 Commandments except murder and things like that. I've committed adultery. I don't respect my parents all the time, and these are just things that they say I've committed and I've sinned, and they felt like a sin when I did them, and stealing and shit like that. So it feels like a whole weight. But when I think about it in these terms, and coming back to the study and things like that, I always bring myself back into it and say, Blair, you are the kind of person who tries anything once, who will take what I believe I can take from something and apply it to my life to make my life better, and hopefully in doing so inspire other people as well. I may not follow directly from the word, I may not absorb everything, I may not believe, and marriage, for example, I don't believe that marriage should just be between a man and a woman. I believe that marriage should be between whoever they want to be with. I believe in love, and that to me is love. And I keep coming back to the truth for me personally, that is, God created us the way He wanted us to be created. God created us in His image. So therefore, I am being created exactly the way He wanted me to be. He wanted me to be an adventurous, motivated, passionate, at times severely depressed, severely, in pain, chronic, frustrated, stressed, people pleaser, follower. He wanted me to be like this. And that is all I come back to at the end of the day. No matter what I decide, whether I decide to be a Wicca, do Wiccan and be pagan, or whether I decide to be, anything, Mormon or whatever. I keep coming back to it, that the universe created me for a reason. I'm exactly the person I'm supposed to be. So, in saying that, I also started doing these things called Devotionals, and I go into In Touch Ministries, and I do like a sort of little podcast of the devotion, and then I do a kind of reflection, and I love reflecting, and I love journaling, and I love that kind of stuff. So it's bringing me back into the core of myself. It's bringing me back into the writer and the passionate person and the person who questions life and questions everything. And it's bringing it all back, and it's bringing this person that I know is inside me, that loves to reflect and loves to see life and loves to see everything from everyone's perspective. And it's teaching me to let go. It's teaching me to let go of these feelings, let go of the thoughts, and talk about them with my journal, talk about them with people, talk about them with the universe, because the universe listens. I've always believed, whether it's God or whatever you believe in, the universe does listen to what you say, does listen to what you ask. And I also believe that God helps those who help themselves, so that is one thing too. So I did that, and I'm enjoying it, and I picked up my journal, and this journal in particular is about my spirituality and moods and everything like that. And I haven't been using it for a while, and I love it. I love getting back into it. I love writing in it and expressing myself and highlighting things, and it's just been a lot of fun in the past couple of days getting back into it. And I still do my tarot readings, I still do my angel cards, then I go and do my scriptures, and then I do my reflections on the Bible and things like that. I'm a multi-purpose woman. I'll do anything. So it's really bringing me back into myself. And this, I just thought I'd show you my Bible too. I've had this for a long time, and I would probably never have bought myself a Bible, but this is very dear to me because it comes all the way over from America, from a man that I met on a writing website when I was about 16, 17, and yes, dangerous, but he really made me question myself, and he sent me this Bible when I was in one of my darker periods of time, and I've never been able to get rid of it, even though I've had times where I just thought, no, this is not for me. And I'm glad I didn't, because there have been times when I've come to read it, and despite not being a believer and despite being really negative about it, I still love to read it because it's full of stories. It's full of love and stories and truths and universal subjects and humanity and stuff like that. So it's unique in that sense too. It's unique in the way that it has just so much in it, and you can take so much from it, interpret it, and that can be both a negative and a positive thing in this life. But for me, I'm enjoying it. I really am. So I will leave the links below to these things if you are interested. Please no hate, but if you are wanting to talk to me about anything that I've talked about, feel free. You don't have to be a Christian to talk about it. You can just tell me about what your beliefs are, any sites that you go to for inspiration. Yeah, just thought I'd share it, share my life with you guys. I share my books and my writing and everything else, so I might as well just, tell you how I'm going with life and just deeply engrossing myself in things, which is really important, because, yeah, and it's just lovely. It is lovely. It's hard. It's really hard to battle with the things in my brain, but I'm loving it. So thank you guys for watching. I will talk to you guys later, and bye.